Hello dears, as you all know, blood contains plasma and formed elements. Formed elements are the blood cells, that is RBCs, WBCs and platelets, and this is about the morphological features of WBCs when they are stained by Leishman stain that contains both acidic and basic stains. So the WBCs are white blood cells, and with respect to the presence and absence of granules, WBCs can be divided into granulocytes and agranulocytes. So the granulocytes, they have different granules present inside the cytoplasm, and agranulocytes are generally do not have any granules. Granulocytes are neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils, and agranulocytes are lymphocytes and monocytes. Neutrophils are the most abundant WBCs present. Then monocyte is the largest WBC, and small lymphocyte is the smallest WBC. So the first WBC we are going to see are the neutrophils. Neutrophils forms the first line of defense. They are the phagocytic cells present in the circulation. That means whenever an infection occurs, the first cell that takes part is a neutrophil, and that is because neutrophils are really motile cells. Motility is greatest for the neutrophils, and also neutrophils are attracted more, that is a attractants which are secreted by the endothelial cells at the site of infection. They mostly attract the neutrophils. So we are going into detail the morphology of the neutrophils. They are otherwise called polymorphonuclear neutrophils. Whenever you draw a WBC with multi-lobes, that they are the neutrophils. So neutrophils are cells that have multi-lobed nucleus, about 2 to 5 lobes, and that is why they are called polymorphonuclear neutrophils. They have a size 10 to 14 micrometers, and the various lobes of the nucleus are connected by thin chromatin strands easily visible through the microscope. Then the nucleus will stain purple in color. The cytoplasm will appear light pink because neutrophils are having fine pink granules, and some of the fine granules cannot be appreciated through the microscope. So the cytoplasm will appear light pink, having fine fine lilac granules or pink granules, and these granules take both acidic and basic dyes, and in some textbooks it is written neutrophils have a ground glass appearance. Next, WBCs are the eosinophils. Eosinophil nucleus has a very peculiar shape. Very identifiable feature of eosinophil is its nucleus. The nucleus of eosinophil is spectacle shaped nucleus. Why it appears spectacle shaped? Because it is bilobed nucleus and the lobes are connected by means of thin chromatin strands. So it totally appears spectacle shaped. Then the cytoplasm is acidophilic and the color of the granules of eosinophils are orange red. So when you take the blood smear, you can identify the eosinophil as having a spectacle shaped nucleus with orange red granules. Next, WBC is a basophil. So basophils are least in number in differential leukocyte count. It is only 0 to 1 percentage. You can identify basophil clearly by the presence of blackish, bluish black granules. They are coarse granules. So the fine granules are for neutrophils, little bit bigger granules than neutrophils, the eosinophil granules, and the most coarse granules are the basophil granules, and they stain bluish black color, and the granules are so much in number so that the nucleus is not clearly visible. Basophil nucleus is said to be bilobed and S-shaped, but the nucleus is not at all visible because of the presence of coarse bluish black granules. So next WBCs are the lymphocytes, and lymphocytes comes under the classification agranulocytes. So lymphocytes are having no nucleus. You can see two types of lymphocytes, small lymphocyte and a large lymphocyte. Lymphocyte has a round nucleus, but the difference between small and large lymphocyte is in small lymphocyte, the nucleus takes place the maximum cell space. So the nucleus will stain blue in color. So the cell will appear like an ink spot. So small lymphocyte is having ink spot appearance with very little cytoplasm. But in case of large lymphocyte, there is considerable amount of cytoplasm present. So lymphocytes are small lymphocytes and large lymphocytes. You can see small lymphocytes and large lymphocyte. And do you know what natural killer cells are? They also look like lymphocytes, but they have granules. Next cells are the monocytes. So monocytes are the largest WBCs. Monocyte, the typical feature of monocyte is they are having kidney-shaped nucleus or horseshoe-shaped nucleus, and the cell is big. So you can see big cell with kidney-shaped nucleus and horseshoe-shaped nucleus, and the cell is monocyte. The cytoplasm will be having a muddy blue color, the pale blue color of cytoplasm. Then comes a differential leukocyte count. So among the 100 cells, you will be having 50 to 70% neutrophil, 1 to 4% eosinophil, 0 to 1% basophil, lymphocytes 20 to 40%, and monocyte 2 to 8%. Neutrophils are phagocytic cells forming the first line of defense. Lymphocyte produce antibodies and is concerned with cellular and humoral immunity. Monocytes are also phagocytic cells. They form the second line of defense. Then eosinophils are larvicidal WBCs, and basophils have a role in allergic responses. So these are the basic functions of different leukocytes.